Oh, what's up, Ita Gang? Welcome into a Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. I'm your host here for Reed. As a part of today's Project Catalyst Spotlight, we're going to be meeting some new faces here joining us in the ecosystem that have taken the time to apply for funding throughout Catalyst funding round number 14. We're going to be doing a roundtable, for lack of better terms here, but just really trying to give you guys out here in the community an idea as to what is out there in terms of proposals. If you guys are not aware, Project Catalyst, one of the ways within the Cardano community to get funding here or grants in order to be able to build in the ecosystem. So what I want to do here is use my platform to go ahead and support builders here, give them the visibility that they need, and hopefully give you guys a better idea as to what you may want to vote on and support here with this ongoing round, beginning voting on September 22nd. So without any further ado, we're going to bring up our first guest here. His name is Dale. He's going to be pitching WCT Pay, a payment platform here being built on Cardano if funded through Project Catalyst. Without any further ado, Dale, welcome up. How are you?
I'm doing really well. And firstly, big shout out, to you for giving us the opportunity to actually have a forum and a platform to actually, for people to get to know what we're about. So, without further ado, good evening, everyone. It's pretty late where I am, so I'm going to get straight into it. So my name is Dale Rennie. I'm a long-standing pioneer in the crypto space. My Twitter handle goes back to the old ages, and as you can see, I'm old. My Twitter handle is back to 2009, Satoshi era. I was pretty much a lurker and a learner in the first, I guess, 4 or 5 years of BTC, and just watching the whole space evolve. I got involved with NFTs, became a founder of the project, sold out project, built communities up, did all sorts of stuff, like got behind meme projects, all bits and bobs. But my real, I guess, the real expertise that I have is about building projects, building at the back end with long-standing developers, people with proven records. My partner is a lawyer with a long history of Merrill Lynch. There's 3 co-founders of our company. WCT, basically, what we do is we've already got a proven business in the real world. We've processed around $20 million in OTC volume. We're a payment solution. We've completed over 10,000 plus transactions, and we're actively onboarding 48 clients across many, many different types of industries. And those industries are, move billions. So basically aviation, luxury, real estate, gaming, maritime trade. And I'll get into some of the names of those companies because some of them are actually some of the biggest companies in the world that have already onboarded with us and already trading. So how we monetize is actually through merchant fees. So an OTC desk and a treasury yields. We have 3 complementary revenue streams that give us durability beyond any one funding source. Basically, from day one, we're built for an enterprise-grade compliance licensing, so we're fully licensed. We go through KYC, AML of every single client we onboard, whether it's a large whale or whether it's a big corporation. Everything global companies would actually expect. For developers, we provide an open access API, so anybody can plug payments into their apps, extending our reach and also what will ultimately be Cardano's utility. Why it matters for us with Cardano is, by integrating WCT Pay with Cardano, creates us a flagship enterprise showcase. It proves that compliant, decentralized financial payments infrastructure can run at scale on Cardano. So every single merchant settlement, OTC trade, treasury operation will generate native ADA, demand. So moving transactions and wallets directly onto the network. We're also publishing open source APIs, as I mentioned earlier, and governance tools. So that'll seed opportunities for integrators, service providers, and developers to also build on top of us. In short, WCT Pay doesn't just use Cardano, it grows the Cardano economy. And I think it's a really valid point. Our interest in Cardano isn't just technical, it's philosophical. Cardano's focus on transparency, decentralization, sustainable growth mirrors actually how we run WCT Pay. So whilst there's a lot of bad actors out there that do payments, we are completely legal. We're registered in many different jurisdictions around the world. And the Cardano, I guess what Cardano really attracts us is that the transparency of the blockchain, and we could just scale up. And because we've already got existing transactions, huge amount of transactions going through, it's a win-win. So we'd also bring obviously proven traction, enterprise connections, and Cardano for us offers the robust, scalable infrastructure so that we can take that traction global. I know we don't have much time, and I don't want to bore anyone, but basically to wrap it up, what WCT is already delivering value in the market by partnering with Cardano lets us amplify that success, and while still showcasing what is possible when real world finance meets an open, decentralized blockchain. So we're really excited about what we could build together and how this partnership could cement Cardano as a network of choice for serious enterprise adoption. Some of our clients, and I think this is really important, one of our clients is one of the biggest hotel groups in the world, Wyndham Hotels. We also have a brand called Travel and Leisure. So both of those have already onboarded and started transacting. These are huge clients that move billions of dollars. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wyndham has around 9,100 hotels in the world. They have almost 900,000 rooms. They're massive. And we also have Anantara Group of Hotels, which is a very big group out here in Asia. We have Zinrai, who are very big course sellers, educational course sellers online. And they are centric to Japan. Most of our sales from those guys comes from Japan. But it's fair to say that WCT has business all over the world, from Africa to, every single continent. We have clients. And we're at the point where we can see that whilst this is a tiny little snapshot of what's possible, it's really the tip of the iceberg where we're at the moment. We can see every week there's more and more clients getting aware of us through experience or seeing one of their competitors use our service. So that being said, if you've got any questions, I'd be glad to answer. But I once again want to big ups to you guys for giving us the opportunity as noobs to come here and actually talk about our company. So thank you.
Thank you, Dalen. You are not a noob. You're a subject matter expert in your niche. And so I've got two very brief questions because, again, I want to be respectful of time here. We have to discuss how much you're actually asking for, because for what I'm seeing in terms of what you guys already have, the ask is really not that much from the Cardano community. And then second, on the way out, how can people get in contact with you if they want to find out more about WCT Pay?
Absolutely. Well, firstly, to answer the first question, yes, it's not much. It's 90. I think it's 95,000 ADA we're asking for. We really want to build a relationship. So for us, it's not about coming in and going for a Hail Mary. We're already business. We have a lot of business, but we want to grow our business on the blockchain. And we think that Cardano is a great opportunity to get in the door there and prove ourselves to the community and show everyone what we can actually do. So we're doing it already. And we want to take that expertise now and put it on chain. How people could get in contact with me is quite easy. My email is dr@wctpay.com. So if anyone's got any questions or wants to reach out or has business interest to adopt our services, or as a dev and wants to get access to the open source, we're very happy and very amenable to help people out there. Our attitude is an open door policy. So thank you.
Thank you, Dale. Ladies and gentlemen, check out WCT Pay. Links to everything that he's discussed will be left down below as a part of today's video description. And I wish you nothing but the best here. And whether or not you get funded, I think that you should really work to get the solution integrated in this ecosystem, especially with wallets. I think that they would be a great place to integrate some of the tech that you guys have already built. So again, thank you very much here for your time, and take care for now.
Really appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks so much.
All right, on to the next guest. We have none other than Bamba. I should say Crypto Bamba, fellow content creator here, looking very stylish here. Let me bring him up on stage. Bamba, it's good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Good, good. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a long time, long journey in this ecosystem, and we're finally building something from ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, again, I've seen you as a content creator, and now you're a Web3 builder. Now you're putting together an aggregator, but it's one that not many people have tried to do before. Do you mind maybe breaking down exactly what it is that you're building with Wizard and exactly what you guys are expecting for, or what you guys are requesting for, I should say, for Project Catalyst funding round number 14?
Yeah, sure. So if it's okay, I'll start by introducing myself. I think it's the first video that we're doing from outside of Wizard. So my name is Benny, also known as the Crypto Bamba or Bamba. I'm the founder of Wizard. I've been active in the Cardano ecosystem since the first smart contracts went live, starting with educationals and then working alongside multiple teams that are building DeFi protocols and gaining experience throughout this time. What drives me is a simple principle. Blockchain's greatest selling point is connectivity between assets, people, and businesses and other networks without any barriers. And with Wizard, my work is centered on delivering P2P, non-custodial P2P protocol and infrastructure that is really focused on connecting dApps and bring more efficient, sustainable exposure to DeFi in the ecosystem and beyond Cardano as well. Yep.
Perfect. And so for anyone who maybe wants to find out more about what you're building, how can they do that first off? And then do you mind maybe breaking down what you're requesting and how long it's going to take to actually implement?
Sure. Yeah, I think I haven't touched a little bit. So what we're asking for is 100K for a 6-month timeline. But to be honest, we've been a lot quicker than what I thought. So I think this timeline can be cut, but we'll still leave it as it's on the proposal. But a lot of people, they hesitate to jump into DeFi, and it's not surprising, especially with a market like Cardano, that it's still in the niche phase. But it's often feels still fragmented. It's lacking in familiarity for the new users that are coming in. And that hesitation, we believe, is holding Cardano back and reaching the true onboarding potential. So Wizard aims to change all of this. At its core, we are operating as a global order book. That means that any user, any bot, any protocol can query and match our orders on chain and permissionlessly. So, and again, we're wanting to operate as a settlement layer. This means that you can do also multiple orders in a single transaction, and really connectivity is our main focus. And I would say the protocol, one of the important things is for us was to build it with no conflict of interest. So this is why the main core infrastructure doesn't have any permissions needed, no hidden fees. It's just an open P2P infrastructure that anyone can use as if it was their own, and even build use cases on top of it. But Wizard is more than just trading. We're using a composable infrastructure to create a unique subscribable market that will make it easy for newcomers to get started and gain meaningful hands-off exposure for Cardano DeFi. And we think that together with this infrastructure, and by giving advanced traders the tools, the visibility, and an incentive that they need to manage strategies at scale, we believe that we can provide, through this proposal, we can deliver a decentralized marketplace of strategy profiles with clear performance history and simple risk analysis built into the protocol itself. We're building these tools to be fit for institutional exposure. We're already talking to for clients like fiduciaries and investment groups that want to take part of that, and to manage non-custodial funds if it's for the clients, or with a certain KYC, or go even global. And really today there's nothing like Wizard on the market.
Thank you there, Benny. As we get ready to wind things down, I think it's very important to highlight that you are not bringing a concept to the market. You're actually bringing a tool that you guys have been working on. And if
Mhm,
I'm not mistaken, are just about to deliver on the test. And you guys have
mhm,
collaborated with
mhm,
Sunday Swap and MinSwap, two of the biggest dexes here as well,
mhm,
right? So
mhm.
if there's anything that you want to add there, I think that'd be great. If not, would love to get some parting words.
Yeah, so I would just emphasize on the fact that Wizard is not just an order book. We are a peer-to-peer design that creates an environment on the layer one where every limit order has a maximum exposure on chain to be picked up and filled by any liquidity pool, like you mentioned, Sunday Swap and MinSwap, bots, or any individual trading seamlessly at any scale. I would just say, like, since 2024, I've been building Wizards, working with top tier developers and partners using my own personal funds without any outside support, just to give back and really deliver a nonprofit infrastructure that will benefit the whole ecosystem that I personally grew in. So this is our first time coming into Catalyst, not with an idea, like you said, but we're coming with something tangible. We've been building it for some time, and we're almost ready to launch our MVP, which will include the P2P infrastructure. And like I said, we're quicker than what we expected. So also our first auto limit order types are to expected to launch with the MVP as well. I believe it in the coming weeks. So now we're taking the next steps with this proposal. We're creating a way for advanced traders to share and monetize their strategies while giving newcomers a safe, simple way to participate meaningfully in DeFi. And yep, our next phase was actually what we started Wizard with, but we needed that P2P infrastructure because we believe really we can provide a really advanced infrastructure for advanced market trading and market making. And yeah.
Awesome. Again, Bamba, thank you for making your intro here on. Go ahead.
Oh, I would just want to add, like, just to give maybe I haven't really spoken too much about the proposal, but I will just say, like, I'm often asked as somebody that's in crypto already 4 years, I'm asking from new people into crypto, like, what should I start? What should I buy or invest in? And that's really what Wizard, that's the gap that we're trying to fill with this specific proposal. It's not about just giving traders better tools, but it's about, like, creating an entry point for to help people feel confident about their DeFi exposure. Because I realize it really doesn't matter, like, what tech stack you have or how sophisticated are your smart contracts. Without the right focus on business development, collaboration, and drive, the impact will always be limited. And that's the role I've taken in and outside of Cardano for the past few years, through building relationships, learning from different teams I worked with, and really understanding how to make DeFi more connected, sustainable, and scalable. And Wizard grew out of that experience. And I'll just finish with this. I've stayed committed to the ecosystem because I believe in the long-term potential of it. And voting for Wizard proposals, you will be supporting infrastructure that's designed to benefit the whole ecosystem long term and with real network effects, not just one team. And with the right team, infrastructure, and marketing in place, this proposal can actually channel a lot of liquidity into that global market, global order book, sorry, that I've mentioned, feeding connected top dexes like MinSwap, Sunday Swap, Wi-Fi, and other protocols on Cardano. And this really creates that foundation for advanced trading, market making, through the composable order book, and this will integrate seamlessly with other protocols. And the result will be a more connected, more efficient, vibrant DeFi on Cardano that's ready to onboard the masses.
Man, couldn't have come at a better time. We've seen DeFi in the ecosystem picking up with Strike, with Surf. I know they just rebranded from Flow. And so again, I think that there is massive opportunity. The appetite is definitely there, and would love nothing more but to see someone who's here. Again, not just as a builder, but you're also a content creator as well, right? And that's what I'm doing here. So to be able to get that support, I know would be immense. And so I wish you nothing but the best of luck, Bamba. And I've got to say, on the way out, you look amazing, man. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of your afternoon, my friend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. Talk to you later.
All righty. Yes, sir. Bye-bye. All right. Next, as we keep on here with the Catalyst Spotlight, we have An interesting proposal here, which looks to simplify the onboarding experience. I'm going to be speaking with Maxim Boyer. Without any further ado, Maxim, welcome up. How are you?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. This is the first time that you and I are meeting, and this is essentially what this is all about, right? Introducing new faces to the community and vice versa. So we'd love to hear a little bit about who you are and exactly what it is that you've got in terms of a proposal, for Project Catalyst funding round number 14.
Yes, of course, and thanks for the opportunity to share our project, because this is the first time for us. And you make wonderful job, you and Yoram, so thank you for that. So, hello everyone, my name is Maxime Boyer, and I am the French CEO of Teams Connect. Teams Connect is a French company specialized in corporate team building, like some workshop, escape game, serious game, everything with like a purpose for a team, business team. And at Team Connect, we have worked with more than 500 companies during the 5 past years. And this is like all companies, like from the startup to the big one company, like such Global Corporation, Orange, Allianz, Nvidia, Société Générale in France. And our mission is very, very simple, because we use creativity, storytelling, and technology to bring teams together and to give some key word to people in this workshop. So we have already a direct access to decision maker at this major company, and they already have interest in learning more about blockchain and Cardano. I work in the past years for myself to some blockchain and metaverse projects. So I explore smart contract token standards, and now I try to understand how Cardano community ecosystem works. And I made a simple observation. It's very difficult to explain what is blockchain for non-technical people, like a lot of people in a business company. So we have here a challenge. For most employees, even if they work in finance, in management, or everything else, or technology company, blockchain is an absolute abstraction. They hear about it, they know it works, but they don't really experience it. Without like a real demonstration, Cardano will stay outside of every conversation and, of course, outside of the business. So we have a solution to do this, because we create team building. So we want to bring team building directly into corporate seminar with like a kind of fun, immersive, and of course, educational game. For example, I have like because we have 3 propositions of team building with different mechanics. One of them is like the wallet quest on Cardano. And this is not like a boring slide presentation. This is not a lecture. This is more like an adventure. So let's imagine you have a group of 6 or 8 colleagues in a seminar. On the table, they find like lockers, and they need to find inside the box something. What is it? The recovery phrase of Cardano wallet. The story is simple. They own this wallet, and they have lost their phrase. So this is the storytelling. And after they have like 1 hour and a half to have this key to open the lockers before the wallet will be destroyed. And during the game, they will like have an experimentation about what is Cardano, what is the blockchain, like to check the balance of an address, to explore a marketplace of NFT, to interact with a decentralized identity system, etc., etc. So during the game, they start to learn what is blockchain and how interact with it. Step by step, they open the lock and they have some knowledge. It's engaging. It's like competitive, of course, because you need to be the first one to get your key. It's fun, and the most part, this is memorable. Because after this experience, because this is not like a presentation, this is like a game with motion. People don't just know about Cardano, they actually feel how it works. So this project, there are like a level of impact, of course, for the company, because that's combining like an onboarding and a team building, and they learn something about the technology. For individual, because they live with a clear understanding of what is Cardano, and of course for Cardano ecosystem, because every session will create dozens of new touch points with decision maker in big company in France, in Europe, like a director, IT manager, consultant, executive. And after, they might later decide to explore real blockchain use case, like green finance, supply chain tracking, decentralized identity. So this team building will transform curiosity, because there are a lot of curiosity about what is Cardano, what is blockchain, but they didn't understand it. And that will transform curiosity into adoption. So our vision is very clear. We want to make Cardano the blockchain that companies not only know about it, but actually use. And we want to give, like, employees the confidence to talk about blockchain with their colleague, with their boss, with their client, with a lot of people, because they experiment it. They just don't see a presentation. They try to connect wallets. They try to send some ADA, to send some NFT. And to summarize, this is not just a game. It's like a training workshop and an onboarding tool, of course. So it will show to people how Cardano works, because this is not just theory. There are some application, and they need to experiment it before the adoption. That's why we want to present 3 types of tie buildings, because we know our market very well, because we work since 5 years on this market in France and Europe. And we know we need to have like multiple mechanism to sell the contract to the company. And for each different building, so we will need approximately 6 months to deliver, and 60 key ADA to make it. So this is very worth it. And of course, we make a lot of game every year. So we are ready to produce, ready to deliver, and ready to sell this educational team building on Cardano right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Maxim. I appreciate that very much. And as we get ready to wind things down here, for anybody who wants to get in contact with you, how can they do that? But before you actually dive into that, I do have to say that with what you're bringing, you're taking the hassle, or what some people might consider a burden, when it comes to actually learning about technology, right? I think that anytime that you're able to gamify something, like you said, you don't really think about the fact that you're learning. You're more or less focused on the fact that you're enjoying yourself. And as a consequence, you are learning, and it's a much more memorable experience than being told, hey, go read this big book about all these things that you don't want to necessarily learn about. So again, I think there's a huge value add here. And the fact that you guys are doing this already as a business, you guys are coming in here with some very, very much needed expertise. And so for anybody who wants to find out more about your proposal, how can they get in contact with you?
So they can contact us on our website. And of course, I have an email address. And you say everything, because we believe that learning by playing, like, this is the most powerful way to learn, this is a way of change. And we already, like, since 2 years now, we have like a product, a team building product on artificial intelligence with Midjourney and ChatGPT, who already work very well. This is like precisely the same process, because we bring technology in the hands of decision maker, and by this team building, by this workshop, they learn how to work with artificial intelligence, and after they open their mind and they open their business to artificial intelligence. We want to do exactly the same for Cardano ecosystem, and we perfectly know how to do that. So if you want to contact us, we have a website, www.teamsconnect.com, and you can, of course, share my email. And if you have some question, I will, of course, answer with a great pleasure.
Thank you there, Maxim.
So
I wish you all the best of luck anytime. And
Thank you.
hope
Thank
to
you
see
very
your
much.
face here in the
Bye.
ecosystem. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, on to number 4. I'm excited about this one here with the Project Catalyst Spotlight. We're going to be talking about an atomic bridge-free multi-chain banking interoperability solution. That is quite the mouthful there. But without any further ado, I'm going to bring up today's guest here, who is Tomer. How are you, my friend?
Hey guys, everything is great except for the fact that there's an electricity drop, as you can see here. So I switched to my mobile hotspot. So sorry for this bad lightning. We'll try to do our best to keep it connected. So allowed to present myself. My name is Tomer. I'm an angel investor and am part of the core team now of Kima Network. Started as an angel and got lucky enough to get an opportunity to join as a late founder to the team. Kima is creating something very, very unique. I will simplify the atomic stuff that you try to explain there in the way that we're explaining it to most. Kima is a universal interoperability communication protocol, which basically means that we are allowing everything that is decentralized or centralized, any application on Earth, to communicate with each other. So we're allowing decentralized applications to communicate with centralized applications, and any decentralized application to communicate with any decentralized application. We're completely agnostic to the technology. We're completely agnostic to the asset type, now and in the future. So you can see Kima as a solution that completely flattens the curve and the adaptation curve, and just makes DeFi technologies, blockchain technologies, completely invisible to the users. They don't need to bother themselves anymore about wallets, blockchain, not blockchain. And imagine that those all amazing decentralization just becomes the amazing technological infrastructure that we already enjoy and use daily, but bringing it to the masses by enabling the connection of centralized and decentralized, finally, without smart contracts, no oracles, and no intermediaries, theoretically in the speed of light and the speed of your internet. So that's a bit about us and what we do. It's coming to Cardano ecosystem. We are aiming to build one of our relays for the Cardano ecosystem, which will enable Cardano to tap into any liquidity on any chain in a universal manner, and will allow integration of traditional finance world, credit cards, banks, fintech applications, to connect directly to the Cardano network. So using Kima, we will enable to literally open Cardano network to the world, the decentralized one and the centralized one. That can create an unlimited amount of innovation and new stuff that can be created by any developer on Cardano using Kima as a solution. Important to mention that Kima is not a bridge. We're not a bridge that bridges assets. We are the communication and protocol. So we are the ones who just sends the message and translate it from one side to another. Due to our unique technology, we have no smart contracts, as I said, no liquidity and no oracles are needed, which creates a magnificent thing, which is an API that any centralized application can directly connect through to our app chain, to the Kima network. So while Kima's relay will be live on Cardano, we can allow the Cardano network users and the developers to connect directly to anything that is already connected to Kima. That is banks, fintech companies, soon we hope governments, other decentralized applications on other networks, and other various decentralized and centralized applications that are being added daily.
Tomer, thank you for breaking that down. Liquidity is a big issue right now in the Cardano ecosystem. Would love to hear, first off, how much are you requesting for Project Catalyst? And then how long will that take? And then what kind of numbers in terms of liquidity could we potentially be looking at? I realize there's a lot of factors there. So it's a three-part question. How much ADA are you requesting? How long is it going to take? And then potentially how much liquidity could we see coming in from something like Kima?
Okay, so far from what we've calculated, we would require potentially something around 80K USD worth of ADA in order to create that integration. Of course, that we're taking on ourselves also a big chunk. The company is already well funded. We're already live on 11 blockchains. We're connected to many, many entities. So it's not a new project. It's a well-funded project. And this is what we require at the moment, that we know in order to play on the safe side and allow the best possible result with our connectors to the Cardano ecosystem. Now, to your other question, what we're basically unlocking with that connection, technically the sky is the limit. Like, we are opening Cardano to everything that is out there. So let's say that on day one, Cardano now will be directly connected to everything that is on Tron, Solana, Ethereum, Optimism, Polygon, etc., 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 and Bitcoin, of course, and to everything that again is centralized and is connected to the Kima network. We're also part of Mastercard's ecosystem. And as part of the Cardano's ecosystem, we are, as we know, the only Web3 universal interoperability communication protocol that is offered to Mastercard Sandbox for fintech developers. These are developers who are working for banks and other huge fintech companies who are basically programming and creating solutions that are based on Mastercard's solutions. So it unlocks a whole world of opportunities for developers now to tap into liquidity that is theoretically unlimited, as much as you can tap into and bring over.
Thank you there, Tomer. I do appreciate it. As we get to wind things out here, for anyone who wants to find out more about Kima or get in contact with you, how can they do that?
So feel free to contact us on Telegram. That's probably the best way to connect directly with the team. Any one of the modes, we'll be happy to connect you to the relevant individual in the company. You can visit Kima.finance, which is the more centralized finance, the traditional finance side. Then we have the one that you're showing now, which is Kima.network, which speaks more to the Web3 developers in the crowd that would like to learn more about the protocol itself and how it operates. And of course, you can connect us through the forms there. But best solution and the most direct one would be either our Discord or our Telegram. I highly recommend to join our community to learn more about the solution, and just send a message to any mode, and trust me, in a few minutes, or worse, if they're asleep, hours, you will be connected with one of our team members who will be more than happy to help you on board Kima's protocol. Also important to mention, we have our own grants program to builders who are building using Kima's protocol. So if you have an innovation that you think that that is going to change the way that the blockchain is being used by the general public or by the rest of the industry, and can change for the good our industry and to simplify processes, we will be happy to discuss our grant program with these developers also. Grants vary. It can become from a few thousands of dollars to a few dozens of thousands of dollars.
Wow. No, thank you for that little bit of insight there at the very end. Just as much as you guys are supporting, you guys should be supported as well. So hopefully this helps to spread the message there. Tomer, I thank you for your time here. Sorry to hear about your unfortunate situation there with the electricity. Hopefully that gets cleared up here. But again, welcome into the community. I wish you nothing but the best. Take care for now again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, that brings us into the end here of the first ever Catalyst Spotlight video series here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. We spoke with 5 different builders here who have essentially put out a request for funding, or for a grant, I should say, through Project Catalyst funding round number 14. If you're an ADA holder, make sure that you've already registered. If you haven't, you may have to wait till next funding round. But if you have, put that ADA to work. Make sure that you go give these builders a follow, give them some support, give them an upvote if you can, and if you believe in their ideas. Because again, these are the people that are going to help bring Cardano to the masses, that are going to bring products here that bring in other people. So we have to invest in our builders in order for them to invest in the ecosystem. That will do it here for today's video. Again, I want to thank all of my wonderful guests. If you, the viewer here, have enjoyed watching today's bit of content, I would appreciate you on the way out if you could smash that thumbs up. It is by far one of the easiest ways to show your support here on the channel. If you appreciate content like this, bringing you guys new perspectives, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up and subscribe. And again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, feel free to voice off down below. That said, and as always, we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers, everybody. Take care.